Hi everyone, welcome back to the AgileFit channel. It's been a few months since I posted a video and I just wanted to go into the details as to why and then get on with the review. So my last video was probably back in May. In June I was on holiday and then I had quite a large amount of work done to my house. In addition to that, work has really taken over my life in the last few months and it hasn't left a huge amount of time for exercise. I've spent quite a lot of time in the gym, on the treadmills, not really getting out and about, so there's not really too many videos I can actually do of me running on a treadmill. I can't exactly see that's going to get too many views, but things are calming down now. The work's done to the house, hopefully, as you can see, which is nice, and so I thought I would talk about what I'm doing to get back into shape, how I can push myself even further and start the rest of the year off really well and kickstart 2024. Okay, thanks guys, welcome back to the channel. So as I mentioned, I haven't done a huge amount of exercise. It's been a bit tough when you're spending a lot of time on an office chair and you're not necessarily getting even the steps in and you're not able to get to the gym. Usually you start eating more, and that's exactly what happened to me in the last few weeks. So I started eating more, I sort of plateaued on my gym work, and I realized it was becoming a problem. So what does any good idiot like myself do? Well, you sign up to something that is going to be challenging, that you can set yourself as a decent goal. So I've set myself a goal to go to Lulworth Cove doing the ultra marathon in February 2024. I'm also signed up for a half marathon in Bournemouth, and I may do one or two things in between. I'll see how it goes. So that's my set targets for the next 6 months, and it's all about losing weight and starting to get that distance in. So what did I want to do to try and get that in place? Well, I was watching a few videos about trail running and getting out and about, you know, on those ultras, and the one thing I realized I didn't have was a hydration vest. So I thought I would do a quick video on this because I bought this a week ago, and I really got out for a run today, and I'll show you the video of the run in just a second, but I just wanted to go through this one. So this is the Salomon Skin 8. I believe there is a range between 4 and 8. The 4 is a slightly smaller one in terms of the amounts of places you can put things, but I wanted to go for the 8 so I can store as much as I can in there. So if I just quickly go through this, obviously it sits around there like a very fashionable utility waistcoat, and you've got your clips here in terms of clipping this in place. So essentially you put the vest on and this clips nicely in place, and because of these it really hugs straight away around the waist, okay, or around the top half, around your chest. Really handy. What you also get is 2 of these little kind of almost like little bladder packs that sit in these pockets here. So it means you've instantly got water that you can just sip on straight away. Really handy and really good. You've also got a couple of little places where you can put your snacks and your things in here. So there's a couple of places where you can easily put different things in and see. So I think in this one I've already got, let's see what I've got. Some gum, some energy gum. Okay, so really good place to put sort of gels, packs or anything like that. If you go around the back, you also have a place here to put something like a waterproof jacket in case you're out and about and you need a waterproof jacket. Really good. Coming round to the front, you've got another pocket here for your mobile phone. Now I've got a 14 Pro Max, and not showing off, but it's quite a bulky large affair. It does fit in there quite nicely and it doesn't feel too heavy. So if you're needing a bigger size because of your bigger phone, it's really good. So I'm going to do a quick video now and get out and about and do a run, and I'll show you that, and then I'll come back again and we can talk about whether or not I think this is worth the money. Alright, so here's the video. Okay, so this is one of my favourite runs, and the good thing is there's a couple of diversions that you can do, and it kind of almost matches up perfectly with a 3-mile run, a 6-mile run and a 9-mile run, which is really good just by taking different routes. The view is fantastic, which you probably can't see because it's very cloudy today, but the amazing thing is This was all uphill getting to here, all uphill. This clings to me like anything. It doesn't feel like I'm being weighted down by it. It doesn't feel like I'm being pushed down by it. It literally clings to my side because of these straps here. It makes life an awful lot easier just to go for a run, and you've got all the pockets for your phone, your goodies, your sweets, and your 2 bottles. Really, really useful so far. It does feel a bit weird drinking by them, you know, if you're a guy, you know, you're kind of, but you get the picture. So I'm currently running the same pace that I normally do on a treadmill with this on, and that's not been possible for quite some time, especially with my last run last weekend. I found it was a real challenge keeping that particular pace, but I've got the heart rate down, I feel good, and I can't say it's all down to this. It is down to my Garmin watch and the Garmin coach, where I've been reinvigorated with running, particularly to keep that heart rate in that sort of threshold aerobic zone. So really, really starting to feel a difference based on the challenge a week or so ago. Okay, just taking a quick break. This is why I love these run down here, a little bit off the main road, and suddenly you are in absolute no man's land in the middle of nowhere. I've run about a mile and a half and I've seen 1 car and 1 person walking their dog. So it's really, really fun. You can put your music on, don't have to worry about the cars too much, and you can do a few laps in this glorious countryside. It's always good to try and find a spot which works for you. This is quite hilly for me, which is good. I'm on the downhill now, and then once I get the downhill done, do a loop round and start going back up, and then that will be my 9 miles done. I'm nowhere near halfway yet. I'm just going through it at the moment, but it's really good and I'm feeling good. In terms of the Active Skin 8, sorry, not Active Dry 8, Active Skin 8, I think it's fantastic. I mean, it costs quite a lot of money. It's over £100 for the 2 water bottles, which are essentially little tiny bladder packs, which obviously you don't want to run with separately. But I find that it's not an inconvenience at all having a water bottle, or having water, or having snacks, or having your phone, and that's the most important thing. So really, really good, really good. Okay, gonna carry on. So the only negative I would say, and it's not much of a negative for me because, as you can see, I always listen to music, but when I'm running and I don't have the music going, quite a lot of sloshing going on. And for me, I've had 4 different types of water packs in terms of hydration packs. I've had one on the back, which was the bladder pack, which I just had the tube constantly kind of hanging down here and occasionally whacking me in the face, and was generally pretty heavy and yeah, not great. The other one was the side water bottle with the strap, but I found that was a bit of a challenge. It kept slipping over my hip a lot of the time, so I had to spend a lot of time readjusting it. And the other one was the 2 water bottles at the back, which I did find that after a lot of running, my back would be soaked where some of the water had just leaked out the back, and it was just inconvenient with my bad shoulder reaching around to get the water bottle. So for me, this is probably the best position for the water, because I don't have to take it out, I just have to sip, which feels a bit weird for a guy, well, probably for a girl as well, but it's only water, I promise. But yeah, that's the only negative. Bit of sloshing around as you go, but if you're working hard, if you're running hard, you're not really going to notice that. Anyway, still going. So another minor thing I've noticed is, as I've been running, obviously I've drunk a lot of the water that's in here, and I've noticed your technique of drinking has to slightly change. If you think of the water bottles I've had previously, you just tip it up and you drink and the water's there ready, or in a bladder pack the water is there in the chamber ready for you to take. With this it's slightly different, because you don't really want to take it out of this holder, but of course you've got to get to it. So if you start trying to drink from here, you're going to take in a lot of air and then the water. So the easiest thing to do, put your hand on it, give it a little squeeze, and the water's there ready. It's a simple thing, very silly, but it's just a case of getting used to it, because all these bottles are is essentially like a little mini bladder pack, and you don't really want to be holding it because it's going to be all over the place, but it seems to work fine when you do that little technique. Anyway, I've got about 20 minutes to go. Ooh. Finish. What the hell? And so with the power of editing, I'm back in exactly the same spot and exactly the same outfit. So I'm sure you know, you realise that I run in between that intro and this, but here we go. So what do I think of this? Okay, well, it cost £110. It's £110 for this plus the bottles. Okay, and the bottles are essential. You know, they just fit in that particular place there. They're perfect for it. So what do I think? £110, is it worth it? It depends, okay? It very much depends on whether or not you are serious about running and whether or not you want to go out and about for longer distances. If you're more interested in things like park runs, then it's not really for you, okay? It's more about going out and about, getting into those hills, getting into the you know, the woods, those sorts of things where you might need some snacks, you might need lots of water, and you want to make sure that you've got all the essentials on you and you're not going to be concerned. So that's what I would say is, if you're serious about running, you're serious about those distances, it is an essential tool, essential thing for you. It hugs around you like I've never known before. It's like a very lightweight waterproof jacket, but it's perfect in terms of how it holds on to, you know, to your sides, and it doesn't feel like it's, you know, loose fitting at all. It literally clings to your skin. Really, really good. So would I recommend? Yes, absolutely, if what you're planning to do is going out and doing those big runs. All right, so thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and fingers crossed you make a purchase of one of these. It's really, really useful. Thanks, guys.